Manchester United are closing in on another major move in the transfer market this summer, with reports strongly suggesting that the club is close to sealing the signature of Belgian goalkeeper Sen Lammens from Royal Antwerp. This deal is shaping up to be another calculated step in United's long-term strategy to reinforce their squad and address one of the most crucial areas of modern football: consistency in goalkeeping. Lammens, who is just 23 years old, has been making waves in Belgian football for his standout performances. Tall, commanding, and technically sharp, he has quickly built a reputation as one of the most promising young goalkeepers on the European scene. His standout strengths include remarkable reflexes, confident handling under pressure, and distribution skills that align perfectly with how modern teams want to play out from the back. These qualities haven't gone unnoticed, and Manchester United's interest reflects their recognition that investing in emerging talent now could pay off massively in the coming years. What makes this story even more telling is how Royal Antwerp have handled the situation. Recently, they made the decision to leave Lammens out of matchday squads, a move that usually signals that serious negotiations are underway. When a club takes that kind of step, it almost always means they're preparing for life without the player. The Belgian side appear willing to cash in while the opportunity is hot, especially since Lammens himself is believed to be keen on taking the next step in his career with one of Europe's biggest names. On the financial side of things, there has been some back and forth. Initially, Antwerp valued their goalkeeper at around €20 million, roughly £17 million. However, as talks progressed and more interest in Lammens became apparent, that valuation climbed closer to €25 million, or about £21.5 million. United's negotiators are said to be working hard behind the scenes to strike the right balance. They want to secure the player but without paying over the odds. It's a familiar theme for the club in recent years as they try to shift away from the big money overspending that has often left them in difficult situations. The urgency around this deal also ties into the uncertainty over United's current goalkeeping setup. When Andre Onana was brought in from Inter Milan, he was expected to be the long-term solution after David De Gea's departure. Onana has shown flashes of quality, especially with his footwork and shot-stopping, but inconsistency has raised concerns. Errors in big moments have been magnified, and supporters are still waiting to see him deliver the kind of reliability required at Old Trafford. Then there's Altay Bayındır, the Turkish keeper signed last summer. His Premier League debut against Arsenal highlighted some vulnerabilities, with a mistake that directly led to criticism of United's depth in goal. For a club that has ambitions of competing not just in the league but in Europe, this kind of uncertainty simply cannot continue. That is why adding Lammens feels like a carefully calculated step, not just for now but for the seasons to come. It's important to point out that United aren't necessarily looking to replace Onana straight away. Instead, this is about building competition, adding depth, and ensuring stability in case of injuries, suspensions, or dips in form. Lammens, at his age, still has years of development ahead of him, and working within a club of United's scale could elevate him to levels Antwerp could never provide. For him, this is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity, and for United, it's about future-proofing one of the most vital positions on the pitch. Reports suggest that Lammens himself is excited by the prospect. Joining Manchester United would not only give him access to elite coaching and facilities but also the chance to test himself in the Premier League, arguably the toughest and most demanding league in the world. Having already gained experience in Belgium and with the under-21 Belgian national team, he's no stranger to high-pressure environments, but the step up to Old Trafford will certainly be a new chapter altogether. From a tactical perspective, this move makes perfect sense. Under Ruben Amorim, United are expected to adopt a high-energy, possession-based approach that demands goalkeepers to do more than just stop shots. They need to be comfortable with the ball, able to launch attacks, and remain composed under pressure. Lammens has shown flashes of exactly that profile, and his natural calmness and distribution skills suggest he has what it takes to adapt to United's system. This pursuit of Lammens also ties into the broader vision at Manchester United since Sir Jim Ratcliffe and Ineos became involved. The club is clearly intent on shifting towards smarter, more sustainable transfers. Instead of chasing only big names, they are targeting players with potential who can grow into stars. We've already seen that approach with the acquisitions of players like Benjamin Sesko, Brian Mbeumo, and Mateus Cunha this summer. The signing of Lammens would continue this pattern: youth, potential, and long-term value. Meanwhile, manager Ruben Amorim has been very clear about his vision. He wants his teams to play with intensity, pressing high and playing with pace. To execute that properly, the defensive structure, starting from the goalkeeper, must be solid. Lammens would not only be a competitor for the #1 spot, but also someone who fits the tactical demands Amorim is trying to instill. For fans, this potential signing represents more than just another transfer. It's a signal that Manchester United are serious about addressing weaknesses that have plagued them for too long. Inconsistency in goalkeeping has cost the team points and dented confidence in the past few seasons. Adding a promising talent like Lammens gives supporters hope that the club is finally building sensibly for the future rather than making short-term fixes. There will, of course, be implications for the current keepers. Bayender, in particular, could see his opportunities limited if Lammens arrives. Onana will remain the senior figure for now, but he will know that mistakes could open the door for a hungry young challenger. Healthy competition often raises standards, and that is exactly what United are banking on. Financially, the reported wages for Lammens, around £80,000 per week, are in line with the club's new wage structure, designed to keep costs under control while still rewarding players fairly. This measured approach is another sign of how the club is trying to change its identity behind the scenes, focusing on sustainability rather than glamour. As the transfer window edges closer to its conclusion, anticipation is building. Reports suggest that the announcement could come soon, and if so, it will mark yet another addition to an already busy summer for Manchester United. Supporters will be watching closely to see how quickly Lammens adapts if he does arrive, and whether he can live up to the potential that has seen him courted by one of the world's biggest clubs. But even if he doesn't become the first-choice keeper straight away, the importance of this move should not be underestimated. Building a squad that has depth, competition, and long-term stability is how successful teams are created. Lammens represents exactly that direction. He may not make headlines like a big-name striker, but his signing could prove just as important in ensuring United's foundation is strong enough to support the attacking flair the club also seeks. Ultimately, this transfer chase is about more than one player. It reflects a wider philosophy now being adopted at Old Trafford, one that combines experience with youth, pragmatism with ambition, and short-term competitiveness with long-term planning. If Manchester United secures Sen Lammens, it will be one more piece of evidence that the club is serious about rebuilding the right way.